Sometimes animals really need our help, like these puppies, for example, or this baby elephant, and so many more. Today, we will show you the most incredible cases when animals entrusted themselves to people when they were in need. The firefighters pulled 5 puppies out of a burning factory, but the animals were unconscious. They needed a heart massage and some cold water to come back to life, and their mother was able to see her babies safe and sound. This duck ended up under the ice, but thankfully a person came to its rescue right in time. It took the entire village to pull an elephant calf out of a well. They even got an excavator. People decided to dig a tunnel so that the animal could climb out of its trap, and they even treated the elephant's wound. And finally, compassionate people called police to save a dog that was left in a locked car in a 90-degree heat. The animal spent several hours in the car and was close to death, but the police came right in time, giving the dog first aid and then taking it to a clinic. People heard a small blinded kitten crying and decided to help. They cleaned its eyes, gave it medicine, fed the poor animal, and made sure it was warm. Now look at it a few days later. Proper care makes a huge difference. This sugar glider got stuck on the barbed wire. Even though the little guy was fighting and biting, this person was able to help the animal and even treat its wounds.
Go, mate. Go.
And here boys are rescuing a dog from a huge snake, risking their own life in the process. Just imagine the force with which the snake squeezes its prey. Frankly, I am amazed how calm the dog was. Clearly, it trusted its saviors, and that trust pays off. Look at the state these 5 donkeys were in due to being exposed to the elements. Fortunately, people quickly saw them and came to their aid. Thanks to them, the animals are safe. These firefighters saved 150 piglets from a burning farm. Just look at this insane height! But that won't stop this guy from moving the bird's nest to a safe space. A duck nearly fell prey to a python. But as luck would have it, people came to the bird's aid and left the python without dinner. This armadillo must have been very thirsty. This is its 2nd bottle of water. A foal was in trouble when it got stuck in a tree. It's a good thing that people found it and set it free. This puppy was found in a landfill, inside a tied plastic bag, and it was in very bad shape, literally on the brink of death. But in just a week, it transformed to this, all thanks to a person's kindness. A young elephant fell into a drain, and people couldn't figure out how they could help. Even an excavator couldn't manage it. Then they decided to break the concrete around the drain using hammers and chisels, and they finally succeeded. Turns out the baby elephant broke its leg, so it was taken to a rehabilitation center to heal and be released later. This baby monkey was crying for help when it got tangled in a net. It took a long time and effort to untangle the animal without injuring it, while the baby's mother waited nearby. And now they can finally be reunited. A pregnant goat got stuck in the middle of a cliff, and the rescue squad is trying to catch it with a net, when suddenly… Thankfully, people were ready for such a situation. The goat landed into the net, and both she and her baby were saved. A man noticed a small goldfinch in the street. The bird couldn't move because its feathers were covered in ice. The man brought the goldfinch home, where he warmed the bird back up and released it. This orangutan fell into a moat when it was trying to reach the food thrown by the zoo visitors. A zookeeper heroically dove after the animal and was eventually able to get the orangutan to dry land and give it first aid. A black mamba slithered under the hood of the car when it was trying to escape people throwing rocks at it. But this fearless guy got the snake out and released it back to freedom the very next day. And this person barely managed to pull the sheep out. And then… Thank you to this kind man who gave water to a hedgehog dying from thirst. This bear's head got stuck in a fuel can, and it took 10 pairs of hands to take it off. Now, the most important part is to quickly run away. This tiny dog was following people and begging for help. Its back legs weren't moving, most likely due to being hit by a car. After an examination, it was clear the dog will never walk properly again. But people still kept the puppy, caring for it and letting it heal. And this is what it looks like now. This person helped a bird get its beak out of a tree, and it looks like the bird is very surprised by the way it's looking around. And here is a rescue of a manatee cub that couldn't properly breathe underwater. Now it lives in a rehabilitation center where it's being observed by specialists. And here's a rescue of a cat that went for a walk on a ledge 10 stories off the ground. And that's what being prepared looks like. And this is how they pulled out a cow that fell into the manhole. It wasn't a smooth ride at first, but the second attempt was more successful. Police officers from Peru brought several units together and created a human chain to pull a dog out of the river. A duckling fainted in front of this guy, but he didn't back down and brought the bird back to life. Have you ever heard a hare screaming? This one was loudly crying for help, and it got lucky. This female goose lost her beak as a result of a dog attack and couldn't eat properly. It took 6 weeks of treatment, 3 surgeries, a 3D printer, and kind hands. Now she has a new beak, even better than the last one. A guy found this frog floating belly up in the pool because it was unconscious, and he brought the little guy back to life with a heart massage. I've never imagined this was possible. This dog's leash got caught in the elevator that started to move. By a complete miracle, the dog was safe thanks to this guy's swift reflexes. A sparrow lost consciousness due to extreme heat and dehydration. It was lying in the middle of a busy street when it was lucky to be found by a kind and compassionate person. A dog saw a passerby and was insistent that the person should follow. Turns out her puppies fell into a drain and couldn't get out without help. A bald eagle named Beauty lost its beak to the poachers, but kind people created a new beak for the bird using 3D printing technology. They used the same method to help another bird, a large toucan at the Zoo Avenue Rescue Center in San Jose. And this cutie got help from passers-by. A leopard in India accidentally fell into a water tank, but people helped the animal get out using a net. To the cat's credit, it immediately understood what to do. A mischievous panda fell down a bank, but receiving a helping hand from the zookeepers, and it's officially the most adorable thing I've seen today. Take a look at this puppy's mom begging people for help for her baby. Due to the severity of its wounds, they had to take the puppy with them for a few days to help it heal. And this is one of those moments when an animal is practically trying to get into a situation where it will need help from a human. That's all for today. Tell us in the comments which moment impressed you the most. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel.